Hello! Welcome. Thanks for coming to our impromptu stream of The Awakening, which is going to be on Tuesday next week. Another reminder. You have anything you want to add, boss lady, or can we just jump right in?
Yeah, what I tend to do, here's the link for the start of the stream, because, so people know that. And then this stream is brought to you by Babbel. Again, Babbel is the learning, site, and you can get 60% off with our link, which will expire in a couple of hours here, so get it now while you can, and, hopefully Babbel will sponsor us again soon.
Well, hopefully you can use this opportunity to brush up on that language or learn a new language, right? You're not going to do it because it helps us. You're going to do it because it helps you. Or you're not going to do it at all. Let's be honest. Anyway, when we last left our heroes, we had entered the Rainbow City of Irdis Olem. And after a brief cultural tour, we have approached the Great Bridge, and there is a man in a pair of half-rimmed glasses with a book and a metal binding in a kaleidoscope robe with crazy Einstein hair and a very well-trimmed salt and pepper beard, probably mid-40s or so. And he is anxiously awaiting our adventurers, our heroes, to lead them into the heart of the city for a meeting with the Council of Three.
I never leveled up.
Yeah, you did.
Not the 500 XP you said I had.
Yeah, you did. You used it for your spell. And then a pet.
Oh shit, I did. Well, my spell and then 100 in strength. Okay, never mind, I'm good. Oop, sorry.
Yeah, the only one who hasn't is the kid, who is MIA.
Yep.
So, here we go.
Ominous already.
You're ruining the moment. I was just a boy when they came to the Rainbow City, the new heroes. They used to say, you should never meet your heroes. I'll never forget the first time I met them. I'll never forget how much they changed our lives. I don't even think they know. Maybe one day I'll see them again and tell them. This is the story of the time the heroes met Miranda. As you approach the Great Bridge, leading to the seat of vigilance high above the Rainbow City, the man in the kaleidoscope robe takes several steps forward, and the guard approaches him and they have a brief conversation as the old man turns to the group at large. What do you need, dice? Note cards? Are you taking notes? Hooray.
They're all in use.
They are all in use. I write a lot, sorry.
Never mind. Let's keep going.
The man lowers his book, which you can see now is attached to a strap that he wears around his shoulder. So the book hangs loosely at his hip. The old man turns to the group. Sorry, I'm looking for my next song. Where did it go? I lose everything. Hang on. See, this is why impromptu sessions aren't good. I'm not ready. Here we go. The old man turns to the group at large and he begins to fill you in. You guys are going to meet the council. They're all women, and each of them holds a seat of a house. The house of family, the house of city, and the house of nation. Each house is in charge of certain aspects of life in the Rainbow City, with the seat of house, the House of Family, being, quote, the most important. They control the rules of the family, how the households operate, what benefits those households get, because they recognize family is the core of their society. And then the City of Nation handles the city, or the seat of city handles everything in the city, from crime to trade, everything else. The City of Nation handles all the other diplomatic stuff between the Nation of Wind and the Earthbound. Okay, so they're like the Secretary of State, if you will, but they're all equally important when it comes to ruling the city, and they work on a simple democracy, majority rules. Once the old man finishes explaining to you how this is going to work, you notice the guard has gone, and it's just the man in the kaleidoscope robe now, and he's standing there patiently waiting for the old man to finish, and he nods in a familiar way to the old man when he turns and looks back. And he takes a meek step forward. Good morning, everyone. My name is Von Neal, and I will be escorting you to the seat of vigilance, where you will meet with our council, and they will formally recognize you as heroes, after which we will be having a banquet, and then I have offered my home for you to spend the night before we visit the Temple of Fire. I hope this is satisfactory for you, and my accommodations are pleasing. But if you would be so kind. And without waiting, he turns and takes one step and keeps his back to you and waits. And the old man steps up behind him and stands and waits in a straight line. Now keep in mind, the Great Bridge, like I described last time, has those big glass pillars, traffic moving one way, traffic coming another way, on either side of the bridge. Okay? We are in the middle of the bridge, and now you got two people lining up single file in the middle of the bridge.
I guess we line up behind them.
Like good little ducks. Okay, as the last of us step in line, a small piece of slab lifts out of the ground right underneath us and begins to scoot across the bridge. Okay. So, bridge is about 3 miles. Trip takes 2 minutes. You guys are moving. No wind, right? Yep, it's just smooth sailing. And Von Neal doesn't speak. The old man doesn't speak. He just stands there with his hands behind his back and waits. Occasionally he'll bob up on his heels, up on his tiptoes. The lift comes to a stop, and he just kind of steps off. And before you is a large metal tower, gleaming silver, specked with the rainbows of the setting sun, reflecting off the crystals all around the city. It looks incredible. Trust me. At the base, where you step off the lift, is a large metal door. No handles, no hinges, and 2 guards on either side. Now the guards are the standard guards that you've seen in the city. They have the breastplates emblazoned with the flame crest of the city, which is just a spiral fire with different multicolored streams, right?
Okay.
And each are armed with... Boy, how do I... Okay, you know how those old candle wicks, they'd have the long stick and then the flower, and you'd put the candle in the middle? Right? So it's got like... It's like a tuba or a trumpet.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. That. And then a spear tip that's about the width of my wrist. So probably 3 inches.
Okay.
Of shaved, sharpened metal coming out of the top of the trombone. Okay. And that's what they're armed with. And they're standing at attention. Don't even acknowledge that, the heroes just come up. One of them just kind of, bang, slams that thing down. And the reverberating noise coming from the trombone part is almost like a cry. It's short and sharp. And the door, what's the word I want? Drifts back about 6 inches and slides in either direction as it opens, revealing a sterile white inside chamber. As high up as you can see, it's all stark, sterile white, all the way up. No windows, just white paneling all the way up. And in the center is a small disc, large enough for the five of you, 1, 2, 5 of you, to stand in comfortably. And around the disc is a large glass pillar going all the way up to what you assume is the ceiling. And then there's a hole there where you can see the upper floor. And the upper floor is flooded with light. And Vaniel is standing by the platform with his hand out, motioning for everybody to step onto the platform. And as you all do, it lifts, but not like the stone slab. There's no magic.
No magic. Really?
And the lift makes a noise, kind of like a low hum, as it ascends very slowly up the pillar. Vaniel turns to the group, and he says in his short, meek voice, the seat of house is my wife. I advise you all to be on your absolute best behavior, especially if you will be staying in our home this evening. My wife can be abrasive. And the old man just, scrubs his nose, shifts his cloak a little bit. The lift reaches the top. The top of the seat of vigilance is all window. And it's the point of the day now where all of the reflected light focuses on the seat, which lights up the entire room. And as the lift comes up, you see it's a large glass dome situated on top of the floor. And at the far end, facing you, so you're facing it when the elevator comes up, at the far end is a small dais, about 4 steps. And on the dais are 3 podiums, each with a different symbol on the front. One of them is the circle map of the circle trisected map of the city. The other is a standard Idris Olem house with a rainbow paint. And the third is the entire world area, the comma-shaped landmass that is North America, representing the nation.
Okay.
And I need to find my song again, because there is a very specific thing
Need
that
help
needs to
opening it, or
play
you
right
got it,
now.
buddy? Oh, you got it.
You good?
Yeah, you got it.
Great. Did I download it? I don't think I did. Oops. Anyway, alright. There's supposed to be a big dramatic song here, but we'll skip that part. As the lift comes to a stop, there is guards, the color guard, on either side, with their big old trumpets, and they blare your arrival, and it echoes through the chamber. And just that one solid note produces this harmonious ringing sound, kind of like a doorbell and a grandfather clock, okay, that heralds your arrival. As the lift locks into place with a click, there is a large painted carpet, just lines, signifying it leads up to the dais and around the podiums, signifying, that's where you're supposed to walk. Okay. And Vanille begins to stride down the platform, or down the little walkway, and he introduces you as the heroes chosen by the tournament. And the old man just kind of waves and steps over by Vanille, which leaves the three of you standing however it is you're standing, facing the council. Now, they're all women, with the council with the seat of house being in the center. And Vanille's wife shows her age just a little more than he does. Her hair has bits of silver streaking through it. So she looks to be a couple years older than he is. But she carries herself much differently. Shoulders back, chest forward, very, very proud standing behind her podium, with a very stern expression on her face, almost chiding. And then the women on either side of her. The woman in charge of the city, demure, very well dressed, matching color pattern, very important. She is considered a noble or a high house, so she can pick colors to wear instead of wearing the mismatched colors that everyone else wears. She gets to pick her color scheme. It's very important.
Okay.
So she's kind of a big deal, and she definitely has the air about her. Very haughty, nose in the air, right? The leader of the nation, the seat of nations, or the seat of nation, bookish, very, very, very well kempt, very put together. Not really paying attention to anything that's going on. She seems to be staring at the carpet, air quotes, right in front of where the three of you are, where the old man stepped from. So she's kind of got the 1,000-yard, I'm not here stare.
Okay.
And as the old man settles into his place next to Vanille and he finishes his introduction of you, the seat of house steps to her podium proper. And she appears to be 3 or 4 inches shorter than her husband. And her voice definitely matches her stern demeanor. This council does not recognize you as heroes. And there's a low murmur from the other two. The starry-eyed, bookish woman is now paying full attention to the goings-on. And the Karen of the group, the nose in the air noble, she just nods in approval. You appear confused. Allow me to explain. Never in the history of the Tournament of Legends has there not been a victor decided. The attack on the tournament was unfortunate. However, this council does not recognize you as heroes chosen by the tournament. Therefore, we cannot grant you access to the Temple of Fire. If you wish access to the temple, you must prove yourself to the city. Should you choose to accept, I will tell you the rest of what we have in store. Should you decline, we will be planning to hold another tournament next year, in which we will find proper heroes. And at that last, Vanille winces visibly at proper heroes.
Well, somebody woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
Oh boy. I mean, is that really?
Yeah.
You said it in voice.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's just kind of got like just hands on hips, just. It's like, look, you gonna be a bitch. I'm gonna give you some sass.
She keeps her composure, but her brow does furrow. She is not used to being spoken to in such a manner. Sir, it would surprise you to learn that my bed only has one side that I can wake up out of.
So the wrong side, permanently.
It
I
would also,
understand the comfortable beds.
it would also surprise you to know that we have been watching you since you entered the city.
No, not really.
What are you after, dude? Get a drink. Perhaps we got off on the wrong foot. Hey, did you get your soda already?
No, remember, because I need to go with him.
Right, let me finish this and then we'll take a break.
All right.
You'll get your soda, okay? Alright. Perhaps we got off on the wrong foot. Perhaps that's my fault.
Offered me just for a drink.
Okay. I believe the question I should have asked is, do you want the title hero from this council?
It's just gonna kind of point to the old man. So, well, considering we were already given it from him, maybe fuck it.
She glances over at him, and the old...
Just throwing him under the bus.
Well, I mean, yeah. He just kind of shrinks into his shoulders.
It's like, ah, fuck.
I'm gonna be like raising my eyebrow because I already know in character looking at them is like my eyes are like, you can take them.
She glances over at the old man and her husband.
Oop.
Oh, that was my Bluetooth speaker turning off. She glances over at her husband and the old man, and her eyes narrow in that you're definitely in trouble when we get home kind of way.
Wait, they're married? Oh.
How many times have I referred to them as husband and wife?
Oh. Ooh.
Well, the one with the book, husband and wife, not old man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the old man, no. Von Neal mentioned that his wife was the seat of house. Shit, now I've completely lost it. Oh, okay. She looks over at the old man and her husband, narrows her eyes. Oh, he's definitely going to get it later. She turns her attention back to the group. We've received word that some Gadai are gathering outside of the city. They plan on raiding the gate. This is a problem for several reasons. The first of which is Gadai leaving the Badlands. The second of which being our guards are not prepared to deal with a raid. So, all that we request is that you bolster our guard. One night, standing watch. If the gate stands in the morning, we grant you your title and access to the temple. If the gate falls, the city falls with it. And you have not only failed yourselves, but you have failed this entire city.
Our weapons were removed, were they?
No. You guys still have all your weapons.
Oh, well, he's just gonna go ahead, have this axe up onto his shoulder. He's like, well, either gonna die or gonna die. Fuck it, let's go.
That's about what I expected from an Earther.
You wanna fucking fight?
You might have a very large hammer, sir, but I assure you I would be more than a match for the speed at which you can swing that. She looks to her husband, and he's just kind of...
Literally stares. Challenge accepted.
He's vigorously nodding.
He sees the nodding and be like, even more. He's like, oh, challenge accepted.
The old man takes a step forward. Vila, if you're going to throw these noobs under the bus, at least let me go with them. And this is not the chamber for a breach in protocol. And with every word, he takes a little step backwards and shrinks a little lower.
Pretty sure I've already done that, but okay.
But he's not giving ground, because as soon as she's done chiding him, I'm going with them. And she goes, fine. Take my husband with you. All those in favor? And the two beside her, unanimously, aye, in sing-song voices.
Yeah, pretty much. He is beautiful.
Oh, he is gorgeous. Look at him.
Yeah.
What?
That's the character.
Looks kind of like a...
He looks like a good guy.
He looks like a beefier version of Kurt Russell if he was in Tim Allen's The Santa Claus.
Is that supposed to be your character?
Yeah. I was just getting bored looking for just a facial reference.
He looks great.
You should totally share that to the Discord with me.
I'll have to send you that, and I'll send you that. Well, actually, I've saved both of them, so I can send them out. Yeah.
That way also I can send it to our thumbnail artist and be like, hey.
Oh.
If these characters last a while.
Credit is Pinterest.
They will. I have a unique way of handling death in this game. So don't think that if your character dies, all of the experience that you gained and everything was useless, because it's not. I have a unique way of handling death. We'll get there.
You're good.
Yeah, we'll get there.
As soon as she's done speaking, she places one finger on her podium, and then there's a sizzle and a bang. And the color guard on either side of the elevator, again, sound their trumpets, the big ring, and the meeting is adjourned. And with a click, you hear the elevator unlock. What's up, buddy?
Jaden, put on your shirt and your shoes and stuff.
You're gonna go for a walk soon. We're gonna be taking a break here in just a second.
Okay.
Go get ready, okay? Oh, excuse me.
Excused.
Von Neal starts to, motion you guys with alacrity. He's motioning for you guys to get on the lift and get out of this room.
It's like, fine, but I'm fighting your wife later.
You're like, you really... Oh, God.
We're gonna be under the same house. It's gonna happen.
I'm sleeping outside tonight.
Yes, you are.
Come on.
Well, it's okay. We sleep outside together. It's good. Builds character.
The lift clicks as it begins to go down, and as you guys converse about the sleeping arrangements.
Startled Bell.
The lift reaches the bottom, and you guys head back out onto the Great Bridge proper. The old man had been talking to Von Neal about getting supplies. So he says he's going to head into the city, and he's going to leave you guys. He knows where Von Neal lives, so he'll find the house. And he will catch up with you guys at dinner. So Von Neal offers to take you guys to his home.
Oh boy, the brawling ground.
If you wanted to fight my wife, wait until you meet my mother-in-law.
Oh, even better.
I fear if she ever got serious, she would be the end of all of us. She's scarier than any dragon, I assure you.
You just see his eyes glow. It's like, ooh.
Instead of getting back on the lift to head into the city proper, he begins to walk around the seat, the pillar holding up the seat of vigilance. And it's about a quarter of a mile around, and you come to the second great bridge that leads to the residential area of the city, where both nobles and commoners live in pretty close accommodations.
Okay.
Most nobles generally have a second-story room or a cellar. That's really the only distinguishing feature between a noble's house and a commoner's house. Most commoner houses are just one floor, several rooms. It's all very simple, but bright, colorful. So as you're on the bridge leading across, Vaniel begins to tell you, about his family, his mother-in-law, his two children, twins. Is it paternal or fraternal twins? The ones that don't look the same.
Fraternal,
Fraternal?
I think.
With an F?
I think so.
Oh, well, they're twins that don't look the same. They're both 9. He has a boy and a girl. Okay, and they affectionately refer to them just as boy and girl. So they call them Val and Ver, because that is the honorific given to children. So the boy is Val, and the girl is Ver. And the kids, he tells you, they call his mother-in-law Vernie, because she hates the Sir honorific that you get when you become an elder. So she just sticks with Vernie, because it's kind of like Grammy, right? That's her thing. She also tells you, or he also tells you, that he's going to be given a list of things that he has to do when they get back to his house. And he will be gone for several hours, because his mother-in-law has this habit of going out into the market, finding something she wants, and since there's no money and she's old, she gets to offer other people's services for things. So she constantly offers his time in exchange for things that she wants from the market. So every time he gets home from work, she has a list of things for him to go and do in exchange for the stuff that she bought that day. And generally this list takes him between 2 to 3 hours, but he will be back before dinner. So that's going to leave you guys alone in the house with the mother-in-law and the kids, who she affectionately refers to as the babies. Asterix, they hate this. And he tells you this. The kids hate it. But for whatever reason, nobody disobeys Vernie. Everybody does exactly what she says.
Nobody disobeys Vernie.
because they all love her, right?
Yeah.
It's just that kind of thing. Right? She is the matriarch of the house, and what she says goes. And even his wife, as abrasive as she is, caves to Vernie.
Damn.
Everyone listens to Vernie.
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
Vernie with a steel chair.
Don't tempt her. Just wait. It's gonna get good.
Oh.
As you guys arrive into the residential district, you notice that all the houses are kind of the same. The only difference being the kaleidoscope paint job is very unique for each house. Okay, and Vaniel explains to you, yes, they have a meaning. No one really cares what it is, because the households work on an as-need basis. Nobody owns a house in the city. People use the houses as they need them. If they move out of the city and into the country and there's a vacant house and you want to move in, you move your stuff in. Okay? Homelessness is not a problem. If somebody needs a home, they just build another one. It's not really a big deal. Because magic, right? You have infinite resources, for the most part. But as you move through the city, you come to Vaniel's house, and it's a respectable single-story house. He's not wealthy, but there is certain perks to your wife being on the council.
Yeah.
And it's an ostracized democracy. Everybody serves.
Yeah.
Okay, but at this point, it's just his wife was voted in to serve. If she drops the ball in any way, then she's voted out. And that's how that works. And then a replacement is picked in anytime there's an election needed. The community votes, they pick who is on what seat, and that's the end of it. And everybody serves above the age of adulthood. Kind of like ancient Rome. Or Greece. think it was Rome had the ostracized democracy.
I think
I
so.
think it was
Not important. What is important is as you walk into the house, you hear two children squealing for all they are worth as they come charging through the home. The boy, several feet off of the ground, with jets of fire coming from his heels as he scoots across the ground, running to his father. And the girl, very quietly, walking calmly, all the squealing you heard, just the boy. The girl very calmly, very quietly walking up. Oh, hi Dad, hi Dad. The kid's like, Dad! Hits him full force. Wham! And of course, you know, Vanille is expecting this and wraps his arms around the kid and swings him around and I almost punched you in the face, sorry dude. And sets him firmly on the ground. And he says, Val, how many times have I told you not to fly in the house? Sorry. Where's your grandmother? Well, she's at the market still. Oh, thank God.
Ah.
Let's get dinner started and surprise her. Okay. And he lifts off the ground again, and Vanio just places his hand on his head and shoves him back down. No flying in the house, please. Sorry. I hate walking. It's boring. The little girl's, of course, already in the kitchen gathering up things to eat. And within several minutes, sweet smells, savory smells, spicy smells, all coming out of the kitchen as the three of them excitedly work in the kitchen. You guys are doing whatever you guys want to do during this time. We're going to count it as a rest.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have a total of 5 or more? You can make spells now. We're going to take... How long do you think the walk is going to take? Like 10 minutes?
I was just going to drive because it was going to be a lot faster.
How long do you think it's going to take?
Maybe 5-10 minutes.
All right, we're going to take a minimum 5-minute, maximum 15-minute break. We'll be right back. And we're back. That was a productive break. We're all snacked up and drinked, provided with drinks.
I would say hydrated, but, it's not with the actual hydration. It's with the stuff that dehydrates.
Yeah, we're definitely not hydrating, but we have liquid.
We're dehydrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you guys are chilling in Von Neal's house. He's fixing dinner. Anything you guys want to discuss? The old man is gone. He's out in the city gathering supplies for tonight. So he says.
I wanted to go with the old man. What the heck? We
Why?
have things we need to talk about.
All right, you wanted to go with the old man?
Yes.
All right, we'll rewind a bit. At the entrance to Von Neal's home, the old man and you decide to go into the city. Of course, the old man knows exactly why you want to come with him.
Well, we already discussed this, that he wanted to talk to me in private anyway.
Right, but
So there you go.
nobody else knows that. That's meta.
How dare
No, you said that the old man was
I did.
How dare you Facebook this
in
game?
I did. Well, I said that he would talk to you later. He would talk to you. Not the other way around.
Oh.
Alright, so since you already know your course of action, you're chilling out waiting for dinner. Okay, you and the air girl, who I will have the DM hat on. So she is tinkering. Sorry, I'm opening my yogurt. Brush your teeth, kids. Kids are in the kitchen. Von Neal's in the kitchen. That's my Bluetooth turning on. Anything you want to broach, bring up, role play, or do I put on my old man hat?
Is there anything for your end? Are you good?
No, he's just gonna wait for dinner. If something
Alright.
happens, he'll interact. But otherwise, he's just gonna chill.
Oh, Grandma's coming home soon. Don't worry.
Oh, good. Fist fight.
I'm gonna miss that. Oh well.
All right, so you want to have a conversation with the old man, eh?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right.
After we're clear away from everything.
Well, you guys are approaching the bridge that leads back to the seat, because you have to go across the Great Bridge to get back into the city proper.
Okay.
So, any particular reason you decided to tag along?
You seem to be, knowing things.
You seem to be hiding things. I guess that makes us even.
So what gave it away?
You mean aside from the fact that I could feel it? Your hair.
Can you feel that, Mr. Krabs?
That it's dark? I'm not the only with dark hair.
No, you're not the only dark hair, but you are definitely the only jet black hair, and I've only ever seen one other person with hair like that. It's not hard to put two and two together. Especially because I can feel the magic you wield. And you're not being honest.
Well, neither are you.
And how do you know that?
Many tells.
Well, the lie of omission is still a lie, I suppose, so you're right. I am lying.
The barrier being the first big one.
I've been around a long time. I'm really good with magic. You begin following the crowd. No longer able to take the lift, you no longer have a city worker with you. So you have to follow the crowd in the street. Which means you're pretty much shoulder to shoulder with the old man now. Okay, but you're also surrounded by a crowd of people. So you have the dull roar of their voices, which means you can talk in relative quiet. But you do pick up a couple of things, folks talking about the explosion at the tournament and the rumor that the city's going to be attacked. Okay, and that seems to be the common trend amongst the conversations that you can hear as you're talking to the old man.
Okay. So why keep it hidden for so long?
Keep what in?
What you are.
Child, you have no idea what I am. Or what I'm capable of. Not yet. But you will. You're on the right track. So, we need food. So you guys step off the bridge, you're in the city proper, and you see some of the market stalls starting to close. The sun is going down. Roll me a d12. Back to you.
D12?
You hear the wooden door sliding on the concrete. And an old woman shouts from the doorway, "Neil! Neil!" And then you hear the resigned, "What?" come from the kitchen.
Gee, I wonder where I've heard this story play out before.
The way the house is designed, the sitting room that you're waiting in is just off of the kitchen. So you can see into the kitchen. You can see the kids running back and forth. You can see Von Neil doing his thing.
Yeah.
And the entryway is connected to the sitting room. So whoever comes in has to walk through the sitting room to get into the kitchen. So into view comes this leathery, bent old woman. Clearly well into her 90s. But you get the odds feeling that the cane she's using is just for show. Because she is moving at a very good clip for someone who is hunched over holding her cane and a bag full of groceries. She is moving very well. She rounds the corner into the kitchen, and one of the children come up and grab the bag. "Hi, Bernie. My babies!" And they come running up, and they each arm into a hug, and the looks over her shoulder into the living room at you are, "Please help us." She lets the children go and stands back up without so much as a groan. Almost full height, forgetting her little hunch. And she says to Von Neil, "Who's your tall drink of water in there?"
Oh, God.
"Vernie, that's one of the heroes from the tournament." She looks over her shoulder and she kind of peers around the corner and up and downs you from your perch on the little chair you're in. "I've seen bigger earthers, but he'll do. Listen, I was at the market today, and I got all this stuff, but I need you." And she just goes in. Go here and do this. Go here and fix that. Go here and listen to this problem. I need you to mediate this. And then finally he's like, "Whoa, hang on, please, just a minute." And back to you.
All right.
What'd you roll on a d12?
3.
I thought you rolled a 5.
I rolled a 3.
What's your DC
Oh, DC?
on your character sheet, dear?
I'm on my character sheet. I see damage.
DC is under your charisma.
Okay.
You never wrote it down.
How do I figure?
You never wrote it down. Every 3 charisma is 1 DC.
So 2?
I think. Hang on. Let me check my handy dandy stat book.
Well, I've only got 4 charisma.
Every 2 charisma is 1 DC.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah,
True.
2.
Alright.
Yeah. Every 2.
Alright, so it's +3.
Okay, so it was 3 plus 3?
Yep, so 6.
Okay. As you're shopping, the old man wanders up to a stall that was just getting ready to close and starts bargaining for some supplies to keep monsters away. And I air quote monsters. It's just a special herb that you burn that is rumored to keep away spirits, but most people don't venture outside of the city walls without it. So he's arguing with this man about getting some.
Okay.
you're just kind of standing outside the stall, right? Doing what you do when you wait. People watch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you notice
I do like watching the peoples.
a small boy with ash gray hair dart in between two folk
Oh, this little asshole.
and disappear into an alleyway.
Is it him again?
How many children do you know with ash gray hair?
The old man's still arguing with the shopkeep. Tick-tock.
Follow him down! Damn it!
You're just gonna run after him?
Yes!
You're not gonna... Alright.
I'm gonna yell, him! And I run. I bolt.
Alright, so you take off down the alley after the kid. And a bunch of people are like, whoa. Right? That's very odd behavior for closing at the market. And, you don't hear the old man. You didn't see his response because you bolted as soon as you yelled.
Yep.
So you make your way to the mouth of the alley where this kid disappeared.
Yep. I'm gonna die.
And at the far end is a wall that goes up one story. And that's it. It's empty. The old man comes walking up beside you. What'd you see?
That kid again.
There's no way he got into the city. I promise. Gnolls don't make it this far. Come on. We're going back. I got everything we need. Are you sure you saw him? As you guys are walking through the city, heading back to the bridge. Are you sure you saw him?
Absolutely.
Same kid.
Same kid. Ash gray hair. Darting through like he did at the tournament.
Well, if he is here, then he found a way to mask himself, because I can't feel his void. I promise. There's no way a Gnoll made it into the city. Guards are too good for that. They know what to look for.
He absolutely made it into the city. You can't convince me otherwise.
Well, until we see him again, there's not a whole lot we can do about it, is there?
Nope.
You guys start making your way back. Back to you.
So your dragon senses are tingling? I'm gonna say that too.
No. And I don't have dragon senses.
It's fucking stupid. Earth senses maybe, dragon senses no. That's just fucking stupid.
As Vernie
You're
and
not
Neil...
there.
I know. just don't make this.
As Vernie and Neil are arguing about how Vanille is going to spend the rest of his evening, the door opens again. And coming through the sitting room is Vila, Vanille's wife. And she taps her mother on the shoulder, and she stops her arguing and turns. And Vila just gives her a great big hug. And Vanille pokes his head around the corner. He's like, dinner? 5 minutes? As soon as everybody gets back. And he motions for you to come out into the kitchen.
Fine. He'll go ahead, he'll do so, kind of just like squeeze himself around the hug and be like, oh, so you do know affection even if you woke up on the wrong side of bed. Pretty good to know.
And the woman that responds to you is entirely different than the woman who was behind that podium in the seat. An entirely different woman. Warm eyes, a very welcoming smile, very motherly. Just filled with life. Very vibrant woman. But she still has that edge to her voice, right? The I will take no shit from you. Okay? But very welcoming. She's like, oh, I know, I'm so sorry that was your first impression. I have to maintain an image on the council, or they're like sharks in water. Not that anybody uses that. Nobody's seen a shark in a very long time.
He just tries to be like, fine, but I'm still expecting the fight.
Well, if tonight goes like we think it might, you'll have all the fight you need. Come, let's eat.
Fine, but Vernie's next.
As she's sitting down, as she's moving to sit down, she like freezes, right? And she stands back up. The old woman goes to her full height, like head and shoulders lower than you. Like the top of her head is probably mid-chest for you. Okay, and she takes one step right up to you, looks up, and she's like, "You might be a tower of a man, but I have seen more of life than you will ever. And I would beat you in experience in a heartbeat. No fear. No fear at all."
It's like, alright, Vernie, after dinner it is.
She's like, "You're on." 2 sharp stabs in the chest. "You're on." But it was like, oh, God. Vernie, you can't fight the heroes.
But if the hero picks the fight, it's a lot of
Vina's like, no, he's not a hero yet. He's not a hero yet.
That too.
That's all.
And the door opens, and the old man, and I forget what you're in, Sylphane.
So, everyone calls me Sylph.
Sylph.
Alright, so my question to you is, before we get there, so he didn't say anything about me bringing up the whole dragon thing.
No, he brushed that off.
Okay.
No acknowledgement whatsoever.
I know.
Okay. So you guys get back, you have a very pleasant dinner. Okay, the kids are kids, of course, asking you guys a million questions. Like, you know, what you did, or well, especially the boy. Especially you.
Yeah, I figured.
He is attached to Reiner's leg, being like, "Dude, you have to tell me, how did you work out? What was your exercise routine? What did you eat? How often do you sleep?" Just grilling you with questions all through dinner.
He actually pulls out a small notebook.
He's like, "Oh,
He
yes."
kept detailed records. So let's see. Pebbles for breakfast, boulders for lunch, mountains for dinner.
Now the whole night, all through dinner, Vernie is strangely quiet. Yeah, I'm gonna give each of you guys 500 free. Actually, you know what? Let me roll.
I gotta get my card.
600. 600 free XP for both of you. That was very well roleplayed. Thank you.
I am here for comedic relief.
That whole section was beautiful.
And I'm here to poke holes in everything.
Vernie's been strangely quiet all through dinner.
How do you know it's strange? We don't
As
know
Von Neal gets up, he steps around the kitchen to go grab dessert. Vernie speaks up.
Okay.
And she looks right at the old man. And she says, "You look familiar. I've seen you somewhere before." And the old man, "No, probably not me. I haven't been here for a long time." She's like, No, it's not here. I've never seen you in the city before. No, but you, I've seen you before." And she trails off for a minute, and then the recognition paints her face. "The last tournament. You participated in the last tournament."
My arms crossed, eyebrows raised, like,
It's like, oh, he participated in this one too.
"You participated in 2 tournaments." Vernie kind of puts her chin on her palm and tilts her head a little bit, leans forward on the table. "You're an earther, aren't you?" "I am." And he kind of scooches his chair back just a little bit. She says, "What do they feed you there, keeping you looking that good? You've got to be pushing 100 by now." And his whole face turns crimson.
It's like, ooh, get some gravity.
yes.
Just eating.
You a yes?
Lots of protein. It just gives like a little thumbs up. Clearly dodging the question. No. I'm gonna get it out of you yet.
This whole
No,
this is
I'm
what my
gonna get
character
a lot of things
this
from
is what
this.
my character's been doing this whole time.
So, as dinner goes, everybody cleans up, sun has gone down. It is time for guard duty. And, Vanille makes you, reminds you to, reminds you to, make sure that your equipment is ready. And, boy, how do I broach that subject? Because I didn't plan for this bit yet. Okay. That seems to be a trend for today, right? He starts to fill you in about the Gadai. They are the less than friendly inhabitants of the Badlands, the Barrens, the Wastes. Yes, what?
No, I'm listening.
Oh. Sorry, you were doing the finger thing like you had a question.
No questions.
Most journeys into the Badlands end with either the person never being heard from again, or if they do return, they are babbling about shadow men and bushes mimicking speech and impossible shapes off in the distance. Terrifying shadow monsters creeping through the trees of the forests, separating the Badlands from the farmlands. So, no one really knows what the Gadai look like. The most descriptors that we get are shadow men. And those are from half-insane, fear-addled minds.
No, I mean, technically saying well.
So, the best defense against the Gadai is light. For whatever reason, they stick to shadows. They don't come out during the day or during the Badlands. They don't come out during the day in the Badlands. I can talk. But then again, most things don't come out during the day in the Badlands because it's a desert and things are weird there. The sun doesn't always work the way you would expect it to. So the guard has a plan in place. And this is Vanille talking to you guys as you travel to the gate. I'm not, metagaming or anything. The guards have a plan. They're going to create spotlights using bonfires to shine the light down onto the plains surrounding the city and possibly across the plains to the tree line. But that's 30 some odd miles away, and we haven't been able to get the light to go that far yet because we haven't found the right focus for the lens. But your job, our job, is to man the wall outside the city. We are to patrol the length between the two gates, which takes about an hour from one gate to the next gate. Okay, since there's 4 of us, we'll split into groups of 2. And we'll just work our way crisscross between the 2 gates. We'll meet in the middle, and we'll just patrol in groups of 2. One rests, the other patrols. Then rest, then patrol. Then rest, then patrol. That's the plan. Yeah? We good with that? Great. You guys are at the gate. You've met the guard captain. You've exited the small portcullis. You're outside the city. Guards are building campfires along the outside line. Big, colossal bonfires. About 7.5 feet high, 4 feet wide, stacked in a square, full of timber and kindling. And as they build these fires, they just stick their hand in between the logs, whoof, light them up. And it gives you a nice big ring of light. Probably 40, 50 feet.
Okay.
Nice big radius to see. So you got your whole patrolling area to watch. Okay. Now, I did my little DM roll and yikes.
Yeah, I heard that.
Both of you, roll me a d12.
Oh, shit. So,
What do we add?
Your DC.
10.
8 with the DC added.
Alright. You're 5 hours into your patrol. It's been quiet all night. And one of the things that you can hear from the forest, owls. Lots of them. At least a dozen, all night long. Different pitches, different sounds. Owls.
I don't believe that.
All night long.
You sure it's not code? Like thieves can't? How they just use the birds and stuff?
Well, it could be. We don't really venture out of the city too often at night, so I'm not quite sure what the... And as he is speaking, you hear the whistle.
There we go!
Thunk! It's not an arrow. It is a metal shaft about 7 feet long. And 4 feet of it is sticking out of the crystal wall. 6 inches away from Vanille's ear. And then the screaming starts.
Well, shit.
Just imagine it like Indians.
It seems like the shadows themselves start rushing towards the fires. Not at you, at the fires.
Put out the fires.
Why?
And as the roar of this shadow wave grows louder, you hear more whistling. Large spikes from the tree line, arcing. Large metal poles. Thump, thump, thump. One of them smashes into the campfire. Bam! A shower of sparks and logs cascade against the crystal wall behind it. And in the blank space, the shadows swell through, forming into man shapes that start smashing the crystal with giant hammers, bars, swords, any kind of physical weapon. They're beating on the wall. Dozens of them pouring up out of the shadows, smashing the wall, and then fading back into a puddle as the next group of shadows rises up to beat against the crystal wall. And they're getting progress. 6 inches, 8 inches at a time. With each wave, a huge chunk of the crystal comes peeling off. Vanille stands up and whips his book around and holds up a hand. And from his hand comes a fireball about the size of his head. Bang! And away it whistles. A huge explosion. And the shadows melt away from it. It's like, we have to keep them from the wall! And he charges in, throwing fire, keeping the shadows from the wall. Roll me initiative.
Question.
Answer.
Would my healing guard work on inanimate objects as well, like healing the crystal?
Only physical objects.
So, like the crystals, I wouldn't be able to heal.
No, only people.
All right.
Only living things.
All right, initiative. How?
D20.
A D20, and then
Low
when
roll.
you
Nothing.
nothing with
Nope.
Okay. Probably a bit.
it. A 20. You gotta be kidding me! Now I roll high.
All right.
As it goes.
Jesus.
I got 11.
Oh no. You stole all my cards.
Go into the Zelda book.
I had one. There was one card in there, and I took one.
Did I really use that entire stack?
Yeah, I took one today. That was all.
Apparently, he likes taking notes from my campaign.
And his own. Like, those are all his for his campaign.
Okay.
Alright, so... Then you got 11.
I got a 20. Usually I low roll it with this one on your game because this one is strictly for bends and I roll them both at the same time, but I forgot. It would have been a 10 by now. But yeah, but that's not besides the point. I messed up.
Okay. Now here's how this works. There's 2 targets in this fight, but there are 6 things for you to kill.
Okay, no cards. You're gonna probably need almost all of those. No card?
Occasionally, when there is more than 5 enemies of the same type in combat, I'll group them up. Okay, all 5 of these enemies share the same initiative, and they all share the same luck roll. Okay, the damage that I roll is divided by the number of targets still left alive, and then that's taken by what I roll on my who am I targeting die.
Time.
Okay, what?
Time. Time.
It's already 3:50.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Sorry.
Do we need to resume this for Tuesday?
Okay, yeah, I guess so. Next week,
Tuesday.
the Battle at the Wall on Tuesday. Same time, same channel, different day, only for 1 week. But we will be back on Tuesday for the conclusion of Chapter 1.
But before we
Say
go,
again. 6 days.
but before we end,
Because today's Wednesday.
we are sponsored by Babbel. The link is in the chat. Again, it lasts for a couple more hours. You can get 60% off on learning a new language. They have multiple languages to choose from. And they also offer you a free trial for the first 3 lessons for free. So check it out. Sign up for the link if you'd like. And we will be back on Tuesday with more Awakening. Bye!